What if the supplements sitting on your bathroom shelf right now, the ones you take every morning to protect your health, are quietly stealing your memory instead? Not slowly, not subtly, but in ways that neuroscientists can now measure, track, and confirm with brain imaging technology that didn't exist a decade ago. This isn't about rare reactions or unusual cases. This is about 5 of the most commonly purchased supplements in America, products marketed specifically to adults over 60 as tools for healthy aging that research now links directly to brain fog, cognitive decline, and in some cases, accelerated memory loss. Before you take your next dose, you need to hear this. Your brain at 60, 70, or 80 is not broken. It is not inevitably declining, but it is more vulnerable than it was at 40. And that vulnerability changes how it responds to certain compounds. What was harmless at 45 may be genuinely damaging at 68. Your kidneys clear substances more slowly. Your liver metabolizes compounds differently. The blood-brain barrier, which is the protective filter separating your bloodstream from your brain tissue, becomes more permeable with age. This means that certain substances now reach brain tissue in concentrations that would never have occurred when you were younger. The 5 supplements on this list are not obscure. You will recognize every single one. And that recognition is exactly why this conversation matters. Number 5 is something millions of seniors take every single day without question. It comes in a standard brown bottle, it costs almost nothing, and it has been recommended by well-meaning family members and even some physicians for decades. It is iron supplementation. Here is what most people are never told. Iron deficiency is genuinely dangerous, and iron deficiency anemia absolutely requires treatment. That part is true, but the critical distinction that gets lost in general health advice is this. Iron deficiency in adults over 60 is far less common than most people assume. The majority of older adults are not iron deficient, and when someone who is not deficient supplements with iron anyway, something concerning begins to happen in the brain. Iron is a pro-oxidant. In excess, it generates free radicals that damage neurons directly. A 2019 study published in the journal Neurobiology of Aging found that elevated iron accumulation in the brain, particularly in regions associated with memory and executive function, was significantly correlated with faster cognitive decline in older adults. The hippocampus and the basal ganglia, both critical for memory formation and processing speed, appear especially vulnerable to iron overload. The safer approach is simple, but requires one step most people skip. Get a blood test before you supplement. A serum ferritin test will tell you whether your iron stores are actually low. If they are, supplementation under physician guidance is appropriate. If they are not, you may be doing measurable harm to the organ you are trying to protect. Eat iron from whole food sources like leafy greens, legumes, and lean meats instead, where absorption is self-regulated by your body's own mechanisms. Number 4 is one of the most aggressively marketed supplements in the senior health category. Walk into any pharmacy and you will see an entire shelf dedicated to it. Sleep support formulas, relaxation blends, stress relief capsules. The ingredient appearing in almost all of them is melatonin. And while low-dose melatonin used occasionally can be appropriate for jet lag or acute sleep disruption, the way most seniors are using it is a fundamentally different situation. The doses sold in standard retail products range from 5 to 10 milligrams. Some products go as high as 20 milligrams. Research consistently shows that the physiologically appropriate dose for adults over 60 is between 0.1 and 0.5 milligrams. That means most retail products contain 10 to 100 times the dose your aging brain actually needs. What happens with chronic high-dose melatonin use in older adults is not simply oversleeping. A 2021 review in the Journal of Pineal Research highlighted that excessive exogenous melatonin can disrupt the brain's natural circadian signaling pathways, suppress the body's own melatonin production over time, and interfere with neurotransmitter regulation in ways that contribute to daytime grogginess, cognitive slowing, and mood disruption. Many seniors attributing their brain fog to aging are actually experiencing the cumulative effect of nightly melatonin overdose. If you want to support your brain with evidence-based compounds, consider phosphatidylserine at 100 milligrams 3 times daily, which has FDA-qualified health claim status for cognitive function and a strong safety record. Omega-3 fatty acids, specifically DHA from algae-based sources, have robust research support for brain health and do not carry the bleeding risks associated with ginkgo. Always discuss with your physician before adding or removing any supplement, especially if you take prescription medications. And now, number 1. This is the supplement category that researchers at several leading medical institutions have now identified as the single greatest pharmacological threat to cognitive function in adults over 60. These are products containing anticholinergic compounds, and they are hiding in places most seniors never think to look. Anticholinergic means that a substance blocks acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter most critical for memory and learning. It is also, not coincidentally, the neurotransmitter most severely depleted in Alzheimer's disease. When you repeatedly block or deplete acetylcholine, you are mimicking the neurochemical environment of early dementia. Here is the part that most people find deeply alarming. Anticholinergic compounds are not found only in obscure products. They are the active ingredient in some of the most popular over-the-counter nighttime pain relievers containing diphenhydramine. They appear in common allergy supplements. They are present in certain sleep aids sold specifically to seniors. Diphenhydramine, the antihistamine found in products like Z-Quil, Benadryl, and countless PM pain formulas, is a potent anticholinergic substance. A landmark study from the University of Washington, published in JAMA Internal Medicine, found that cumulative use of anticholinergic drugs was associated with a significantly increased risk of dementia, with the association strongest among adults who had used these substances regularly for 3 or more years. For every 90 days of cumulative use, measurable changes in brain volume and cognitive performance were documented. Many seniors take diphenhydramine-containing products multiple nights per week, every week for years, genuinely believing they are helping themselves sleep. They are not. They are systematically depleting the neurotransmitter their brain needs most. The alternative is to address sleep disruption at its actual source. Cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia has decades of research support and produces more durable improvement than any supplement. Low-dose melatonin, as discussed, at 0.3 to 0.5 milligrams, combined with magnesium glycinate and consistent sleep hygiene, addresses the underlying issue without anticholinergic consequences. If sleep disruption is severe, a conversation with your physician about genuinely sleep-supportive options like low-dose doxepin or trazodone at appropriate doses is far safer than nightly anticholinergic exposure. Here is what ties everything together. The supplements on this list are not being taken by careless people. They are being taken by health-conscious seniors who are doing everything they believe is right. The problem is not the intention. The problem is a supplement industry with almost no regulatory requirement to prove safety or efficacy before selling products to the most neurologically vulnerable segment of the population. Your brain does not need more supplements. It needs the right support. And more often than not, that support means removing what is harming it rather than adding something new. The most powerful thing you can do today is bring this information to your next physician appointment, bring your supplement bottles, ask for a medication review, and demand clarity on what each compound is doing inside your body at your age with your specific medical history. Your memory is not an inevitable casualty of getting older. It is a biological system that responds to what you put into it. Protect it with the same seriousness you would protect anything else that defines who you are. Because it does. Every name you remember, every conversation you follow, every morning you wake up knowing exactly where you are and who you love, that is your brain working for you. It deserves your full attention in return.